Hey Josh, good start here. Yeah, all your attractions look really cool. You know what could help make this water tank look more realistic is if you put the type on a little path. Remember, like we did with that curved type in that the thing in week 6. So that would really help this because it needs to kind of go with this curve because it's or actually with this curve. So just make the path the if you get the path and put it, yeah, just like we did in that one lesson out of the book. So anyway, your attractions look really good. Though for the final, just needs to create unity and need to work on clearing up some of the legibility issues. It's very hard to read the text here. You can't read this at all or this. Um, um, if you use, if you, let me see how you organized your folders. Oh, good. You organized your folders pretty well. So it'll be a lot easier for you to move these elements around. The problem with, if you don't organize your folders, it's a nightmare to move things around. So what I would suggest is thinking of this in terms of foreground, middle ground, and background. And scale these, especially, make the elephant a lot smaller. Make maybe the guy, just depends on what you want to stand out the most. I wouldn't have them floating in on the picture plane. I would really, just work to think of how you can unify these. I would also choose a different font. This could work if it was in complete negative space, but you don't want to use red on blue. It's kind of one of those no-nos in design. It's really hard to read. It kind of creates a vibration. So, some help with, creating unity. I always, this is part of the research. Just have a look at some of these posters that I posted. This is the thread in the announcements called the inspiration or something like that, and there's tons more stuff to study. So notice the use of scale. The big building in the foreground, small, smaller makes it look like it's further away. Notice the repetition of the color, orange, 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 orange up in here. If you do a gradient in the sky, make it light at the bottom because that just looks more realistic. And notice the name is in the negative space. It's not over an image. This is a little bit, but it's so simple that it doesn't really matter. Very simple, but note the repetition of the color and the shapes, basically, to create this. Same here, repetition of the color. You can see it through here and up in the text. Repetition of this texture as well, then up in the mountain. So, think of, scale, because you have all of your, you have these all so big that the viewer doesn't really have any time to pause or, to breathe. And to just really move around around the picture plane. You want you want to direct the eye by the layout to move it through the picture plane. This looks like it could be a little bit distorted, so make sure to make it the right. So it looks like it's a little bit crunched and not stretched but kind of condensed. So again, I would just really consider just studying some of these posters and do your own searches. Again, really simple color, but again, small tree in the background, buildings are smaller in the background. Notice that not much detail just on this cable car. So I'm not sure if you viewed my first video. A lot of students don't because I can see who views the videos and who doesn't. But it really is designed to help you. So you can, you really don't spend so much time creating these complex attractions. Here, look at how simple buildings, this building, boat, and notice the sky. So again, think of where you're going to put the horizon line. So yeah, and again, if you need to know how to do anything, if you just Google something like creating clouds in Illustrator, you'll find tons of it. I did post a whole bunch of stuff a couple weeks ago in this announcement here. A lot of really cool videos, very short, on how to do different things. You can also Google your own. So again, this is a student work that I've already shown you guys. But notice very simple color. There's only a couple colors here. And notice the size of the clouds to create depth. Here's another one I think she's in your class. Notice how the buildings are layered and overlap. Overlap really works to create depth too. And notice the sky and the text stands out really well. So you want to look at something like this, very bold. And I'm not saying use a simple font, but again, something like this that's easy to read, and make sure to put it on the negative space. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm probably going to do another WebEx meeting. We did a bunch over the weekend for live feedback, probably tomorrow. I think it is tomorrow at 4:30 Pacific time. So, you're welcome to come. You can ask questions and talk, and people view each other's work. So anyway, you've done a lot of the hard work, but now you really have to work on the layout and making the text legible. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions.